Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We'll talk Browns and NFL football. We'll talk Buckeyes. We'll talk Tribe and Major League Baseball. But first, here's today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. What was the most points scored by one team in a football game? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, the Cleveland, after getting their first win of the season on Monday Night Football, the 1-1 Cleveland Browns are getting ready to take on the LA Rams at home at First Energy Stadium on Sunday Night Football. This game is going to be a challenge for the Browns by far, Freddie Kitchens said, and we all know that. Kitchens raves over Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald, and Kitchens believes that Browns defensive back Myles Garrett can be as good as he wants to be. Or actually, wide receiver Myles Garrett, excuse me. And everybody knows this is a big challenge for the Browns this week, and Kitchens said as well. Donald and Kitchens says this as well. Donald is probably the most premier defensive player in the NFL, and as far as injuries goes, I know Demarius Randall is still out, and I believe Austin Corbett is still out, maybe a few other guys as well. And Odell Beckham is confident he'll have another great performance this week. Kickoff is at 8:20 on NBC. And in other NFL news, as you know, Ben Roethlisberger is out with for the rest of the season with an elbow injury. And Drew Brees, Saints quarterback Drew Brees, will miss approximately 6 weeks because of a thumb injury. And Sam Darnold, Jets quarterback Sam Darnold, is still out with mono. And the Panthers aren't sure if Cam Newton's going to be playing this week. So these quarterbacks are dropping, and I know Eli Manning, I believe, is out with an injury. Check me if I'm wrong. So these quarterbacks are dropping like flies. So a lot of these teams, they need to get healthy if they want to really win games. Well, after a big 51-10 win over the Indiana Hoosiers last week, the 3-0 Buckeyes are getting ready to take on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. The Buckeyes are huge favorites in this game against the Miami of Ohio Redhawks, 39-point favorites to be exact. And head coach Ryan Day says that while the scheme has changed on defense, the reason they are playing well is because they are playing tough, running to the ball and tackling as well, but there is still a lot of work to improve upon, and they do have a lot of areas they need to work on. The coach admitted that he has felt that this team could be special, he said, and he said he shared that with the team, but they aren't there yet, he said. He said that as a clutch, as it might sound, they need to stay focused on things one day at a time, and they do have a lot of areas they need to work on, and I really feel the Buckeyes are really going to get a big win over the Miami of Ohio Redhawks, and kickoff is Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Well, the Tribe got the win as they beat the Detroit Tigers 2-1 tonight at Progressive Field. Aaron Savell was on the hill for the Tribe tonight. Savell went 7 2 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 run, and striking out 4 batters. Then the bullpen went to work and were able to hold off the Tigers. And Adam Cimber came out in the ninth and got the save for the Tribe. And the Tribe scored 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 10th. They were tied at 1 in the 3rd, and Roberto Perez hit a single, and scored the run scored from third was Yatamo Pieg, and it was tied at 1 because Detroit scored 1 in the third, and it stayed that way as it went into extra innings in the 10th inning, and Carlos Santana hit a single, and that scored Mike Freeman from first, and that was the winning run. Actually, Brad Hand, scored that. No, actually, Bradley Zimmer, I apologize. Not Mike Freeman or Brad Hand. I forget I said that. Bradley Zimmer scored the winning run, and that's how the Tribe got tonight's win. The Tribe will be back at it tomorrow night as they will go for the 3-game sweep of the Detroit Tigers at home at Progressive Field. Mike Clevenger on the hill for the Tribe with a record of 11-3, and Daniel Norris on the hill for the Tigers with a record of 3-12. First pitch at 7:15 on Sports Time, Ohio. And I'm going to get back to talking sports in just a moment. But right now, it is time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. What was the most points scored by one team in a football game? And if you said 222 points, you are correct. In 1916, the Cumberland College Bulldogs scored 222 points in a game against the Georgia Tech Engineers, and they scored every time they got the ball and racked up a total of 32 touchdowns. And I do believe, check me if I'm wrong, that the Cumberland Bulldogs, this was before we originally called the Cumberland College Bulldogs before they became the Canton Bulldogs, the Akron Canton Bulldogs. So, and I quote that, and check me if I'm wrong on that. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Now, getting back to this Sunday's game between the Browns and the LA Rams, I do feel that I feel this could be this is going to be the big upset of the week, and the Browns are going to have to strike early. They've got to score early. They've got to jump on the Rams early, and they have really got to keep up. They got to have the same performance they did against the Jets. They've got to have a good running game, a good passing game, and they've got to strike early. And Myles Garrett has got to really put the pressure on Aaron Donald. And the Browns got to put the pressure on the defense, the Rams defense, and the offense of the Browns has to put the pressure on the Rams offense. And I just feel they can do that. They're really going to do a lot against this Rams team because you never know, the Rams could have a big letdown. And so they really got to strike early. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow. I'll be back again tomorrow with the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame show before the Tennessee Titans take on the Jacksonville Jaguars at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. And then I'll have the Scott Sports Thursday Night Football, Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football postgame show after the Titans-Jaguars game has concluded. And I do believe that and I just feel that the Browns are going to really go out there and really, I think, have a good game again this week. But it's going to be a challenge by far, as everybody knows. So I just feel this might be just a great game between the Browns and the Rams this coming Sunday. And I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. I really don't think it is. And that home crowd's going to be behind the Browns all the way. So I think they're going to do everything they can to help the Browns get the win on Sunday Night Football this week. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. And I'll be back tomorrow with the Scout Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame show before the Titans-Jaguars game at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.